Okay, picture this, a heist. But forget the ski masks, the getaway cars, all that stuff. There's no law breaking here. The target isn't a bank vault. It's a tiny, almost invisible glitch in the financial markets. And their prize? Pure, 100% risk-free profit. This, my friends, is the world of arbitrage, what I like to call the market's perfect and totally legal heist. Now look at these rules. These aren't my rules. This is straight from the playbook. And you gotta admit, it sounds like the setup for the perfect crime, right? Rule number 1, you can't use your own money. Rule number 2, you can't risk losing a single penny. It's these 2 rules that make this whole thing so elegant, so precise. This isn't gambling, folks. This is a surgical operation. So how in the world does this work? Well, every heist needs a target, a mark. For an arbitrageur, that mark is a mispricing. It's that fleeting moment when an asset's price today is just off. It's out of sync with what everyone agrees its price should be in the future. The arbitrageur, they're the mastermind who spots that little glitch in the system before anyone else does. The entire job, the whole thing hangs on this one core idea called the law of one price. And it's super simple. It just says that 2 identical things should have the exact same price. If they don't, boom, that's our opportunity. So the arbitrageur's job isn't really to break the law, it's to enforce it. And they get to pocket a nice little profit for their trouble. Every great heist needs a crew, right? You need your specialists. Well, in our arbitrage job, the crew isn't people. It's a bunch of financial concepts and tools. So let's meet the key players you're going to need to pull this whole thing off. First up, meet the forward contract. Think of this as your inside tip, your intel. It's a rock-solid agreement that tells you the exact price you can sell your asset for on a specific date down the road. There's no hoping, no guessing if the price will go up. This contract completely wipes out the price risk. It is your guaranteed getaway. Of course, no heist is a cakewalk. You've always got obstacles. Meet the carry costs. These are basically the expenses you have to deal with just for holding onto the asset until it's time to sell. For us, the big one is usually the interest on the money we borrowed to buy the asset. You've got to navigate this laser grid perfectly to get to the price. But hey, sometimes the job gives you a little something extra. That's where carry benefits come in. This is your bonus loot. While you're holding the asset, it might actually pay you. A stock could pay out a dividend, or a bond could pay interest. It's like finding a stack of cash just sitting on the table inside the vault. Makes the job even sweeter. All right, crew, listen up. Time for our first mission. We're calling it the carry job. Our inside tip says the forward price, that future price we can lock in, is way too high. The market is paying a premium for the future. The target's locked, the plan is set. It's go time. So, the price is wrong. The market basically left a door wide open for us. How do we pull this off? How do we assemble our crew and execute this trade to grab that risk-free cash? Well, it all comes down to a perfectly timed 3-step plan. Okay, here's how it goes down, and it all happens at the exact same moment. Step 1, you sell that overpriced forward contract. Boom, you've locked in that high future price. Step 2, you borrow the exact amount of cash you need to buy the asset right now. Remember, rule number 1, no using our own money. Step 3, you take that borrowed cash and you buy the asset. And now you just wait. You carry it until the contract is up, you deliver it, pay back the loan, and whatever is left over, that's your pure risk-free profit. But what if the intel is flipped? What if the forward price is actually way too low? The market is seriously undervaluing the future. Well, a good crew is always ready for anything. We just run the exact same heist, but in reverse. Welcome to the reverse carry job. And the beauty of this is its perfect symmetry. It's literally the mirror image. For the carry job, you sell the forward and buy the asset. For the reverse carry job, you do the complete opposite. You buy that cheap forward contract, then you short sell the asset, which is just a fancy way of saying you borrow it to sell it right away, and finally, you lend out the cash you just got. It's the same logic, just flipped on its head to profit from the opposite mispricing. So, we've spotted our mark, we've assembled the crew, we've executed the plan flawlessly. Now for the best part of any heist, the getaway. This is where we see the payoff from our perfectly planned, totally risk-free operation. And we also get to see what kind of impact we really had. In the example from our source material, after all is said and done, after the loan is paid back and all the costs are covered, the job nets a profit of exactly $1. Now I know what you're thinking. $1? That's it? But remember the rules. That dollar was made with 0 of your own money and with 0 risk.
Now imagine you're a big bank doing this millions of times a day. Those dollars add up fast. That's a perfect score. So you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds kind of predatory, just jumping on glitches to make a quick buck. But here's the big plot twist in our heist movie. The criminals are actually the good guys. In their constant hunt for these tiny profits, arbitrageurs actually act like the unofficial regulators of the entire market.
Think about it. When an arbitrageur sells an overpriced forward contract, all that selling pushes its price down. When they buy an underpriced asset, all that buying pushes its price up. Their own actions are the very thing that closes the loophole they just jumped through. By enforcing that law of one price, they make the entire market more stable, more reliable, and more efficient for all of us.
So, in the end, arbitrage isn't just some clever trick to make money. It's a critical part of what keeps our whole financial world ticking. But it does make you wonder, doesn't it? As quickly as these guys close one loophole, you know another one is probably popping up somewhere else. So the real question is, what tiny, perfect heists are hiding out there in plain sight, right now, just waiting for a crew to come along?